Yeah, massive fight for both guys coming off a loss. You know, both coming off those losses to Joseph Parker. Very interesting one. If Deontay Wilder can bring back the old magic, if he can throw punches, because he wasn't really throwing punches in that was a very strange performance, or maybe it was just Joseph Parker nullified him. Maybe people aren't giving Joseph Parker the credit he deserves from deactivating the bronze bomber. And I definitely, you would assume the way that Zhang eats right hands down the middle that he's tailor-made for Wilder. If Wilder can go back to anything remotely close to his old magic, he should stop Zhang.
Yeah, that's a good fight. I got Zhang winning that fight. I think I think his days are over now. You know, I like the guy. He's a friend of mine, and you know when you need to, there comes a time when you know you should call it a day. I think that's his time now. He's had a lot of hard fights, man. And he's beaten some great fights, but still, all them hard training camps and everything else. And I think, look, he needs to chill out now. And them two fights against Fury, I think, destroyed him. You know, took a lot out of him that I could see. And then the fight against his last fight against the Australian Joseph Parker. And a lot of people thought Wilder was going to walk right through him. So it shows to me that Wilder maybe needs to call it a day, but against Zhang's a dangerous guy, man.
Great fight. Someone's getting knocked out. I know that. It's not going the distance, that fight. Just edging towards Zhang.
Zhang, Big Bang Zhang, do the business. It's got to do the business. Both of them, they're at a crossroads. That's what's so good about that fight. You know, they both know they've got to win. They both got to bring their best. They've got to bring their A game. Nothing less than that, because whoever loses, he's dropped right down out the pecking order.
What goes down is maybe we even come from behind to win the tournament, because that's my captain's pick. It's double bubble. If he knocks him out, we get 4 points, and that could win the whole thing. It's a great fight. Could go either way. I back Deontay Wilder to win that fight by knockout.
Oh, both guys have potential to knock each other out. Zhang is dangerous in the first half of the fight. I feel like from that fight, Zhang now is working on his conditioning. And Wilder, I think, will be important for him to utilize his footwork and place Zhang wherever he wants to land his big shots.
Who are you picking?
I would have to go with Wilder. I feel like Wilder, after that loss, I think both guys have stepped up their training and their focus and their motivation, but I feel like Wilder will edge this fight. I think, with Zhang, and when his activity lessens as the fight goes on, he'll be like a sitting target,
Intriguing matchup. Intriguing. I'm not sure, being honest. I can see a couple of different scenarios.
Could I get you to pull those splinters out?
I probably slightly... I think if Wilder goes about it the way that I think he's going to go about it, I'd probably slightly favour Zhang.
Interesting fight because, to me, Wilder looked half shot against Joseph Parker. And that's not really fair, I guess, to Joseph Parker, because he boxed a really good fight and he stayed busy and he's active and he was sharp, you know what I mean? So he didn't really allow Wilder to land the big shot or really get into the fight. So it was a bit of both. Parker was brilliant, Wilder was poor. Now, he's had one round in 2 years, so you might think, well, he had 12 rounds against Parker, so maybe he's shook the rust now. And actually, he's going to be in better shape with Zhang. And Zhilei Zhang ain't going to be hard to find the way Parker was, and he's still got that freaky power. So you could say, you could easily say, look, I think Wilder's the favourite in that. But then, Zhang's a big puncher as well. And he's on, he's on a better run than Wilder, and he's been more active. So they're two big punchers. I don't know who wins it.
Yeah, fantastic. Two fighters that are coming off defeats, and yet two fighters with fantastic power. Is there one last big fight in Deontay Wilder? I'd like to think so, but Zhang, we all know what he can do. I'd probably just edge Zhang, to be quite honest.
Wilder, I think it'd be a lot better than it was last time. I think that was just a really bad performance. everyone's due one, everyone's had one. I think he'll be twice as better, so I'm going to say Wilder. 5, 6, maybe points. Yeah, he's going to slow down after 5 or 6. I don't, the last time I'd say he's too heavy. He hasn't losing that much weight. He isn't being that much fitter. Trust me. I think Wilder will get to him.
I think I'm leaning towards Zhang in this one, but two massive punchers. I think prime Wilder, prime Zhang, massively on Wilder. How much is left? How much fight is left? I'm interested in talking to him on Monday and asking him, honestly, man to man, fight to fight, how much fight is left? Is there still that brutal, horrible, nasty streak in you? Or are you content, relaxed and happy with what you've achieved in the sport? Because if he is, then I do fancy Zhang, who I was left disappointed with him after the Parker fight. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm a big fan of both. I love Josie Parker, what a man. I was lucky to do commentary with him on Saturday, but put your foot on the gas, what he's doing? Like Zhang, he's so lazy. Barry Jones says something brilliant and it resonated with me. It's like the arrogance of a puncher. You just think at any minute you're going to land a big shot. You can't do that. You got to be, you got your man hurt. You've got to go for the finish. So it's a really cracking fight, which Eddie says is going to be the last fight on the card. Could be all to play for. Double points for Wilder. Might need them. How much fight's left? That's a big question.
Big win from our captain, Deontay Wilder. But look, I love Zhilei Zhang as well. Got a good relationship with him, but I think Deontay Wilder's got to go in there. He knows he needs to prove a point. He knows he needs to deliver to get back into those big names, those big discussions in the heavyweight division. There's still big fights to be made for him, but the pressure's on him. And I'm excited for that one. Excited for the 5v5. Hopefully we go and get the win so I don't have to dress up as a maid and make tea at the Queensberry office.
Is that actually going to go down?
It's true. But by the way, I've got lovely legs, so you'll see if it does happen, you'll be pleased.
Yeah, good fight. Good fight. I feel like that can go either way. I don't know whether... Wilder's last performance was bizarre, really. He looked like he just weren't prepared for it at all, mentally or physically. Don't know whether the time spent out of the ring or whether he just weren't there, but he looked awful in that last fight. And Zhang's always dangerous. Even though he got beat by Parker, and he was clipping him and putting him down, so they're both dangerous fighters. It could go either way. That fight, either way, I think whoever connects cleanly, it could go.